86 truck that has the nod at the moment. Yes, it is quite hot. Time we've seen him in a race, so I've got to get all of the knowledge into the zone at the moment. But coming down for the first time into the tight left-hander of Murray's, and quite incredible that David O'Regan has built up such a lead. Michael Smith had taken the lead, but it didn't work out for him. He sat there in third as it stands at the moment. In second place, across comes number 12. So it is the number 12 truck of Paul Tompkins, the sort of black and green livery truck. And it looks like a challenge going on there. Michael Smith, and I may have just been tapped as they turned right there, but kept it going as far as I can see. And that will be the Daniel Petter's number 86 truck that was just trying to make a lunge up the inside of Michael Smith, but it wasn't working at the moment. Back down towards Palmer they come, and I think David O'Regan is trying to make hay while the sun is shining, as they say in the movies, and so far he's doing all right at that. And on the infield he goes. Actually, second place truck of Paul Tompkins, number 12, he's also pulled away from this pack, so the pack races from third backwards in reality, and it is Daniel Peters up in that third position. Not for long, actually. Up the inside goes 93 Michael Smith as they came back into our view. Reece Jones, number 40, the sort of purpley truck, is just behind him from the third row, so he's trying to make up some of these positions. Fourth in the championship, so up there goes Michael Smith into third. Reece Jones now trying to make a move around the outside of Daniel Peters, but the 86 truck's going to try and take advantage of the inside line. And then it's I think that's George Taricki, the yellow truck, number 28, that's getting involved now as well. This is good news. I said keep an eye out for George Taricki from the fourth row. He's second in the championship to Michael Smith. Michael Smith's under pressure now from Daniel Peters. Peters in that blue and luminous yellow truck is going to have the inside line. Keep an eye on that number 86. Round onto the grass there goes Reece Jones, number 40 truck. It was trying to go around the outside of Michael Smith as they swing towards the side, but that's really colours on the screen. And that has now meant that craziness through Brundle and Nelson means that Daniel Peters, number 86, has pulled away from them, that blue and Dayglow yellow truck. George Taricki is now up into fourth place, but he's got a little tap there from, I think that's the black and white 93 of Michael Smith as they came in towards Murray's. Yes, it was, but George Taricki's held it, so he's now sat there up into fourth place, is the number 28 yellow truck. That is a great fight through the field by George. Whatever the problems were this morning seem to have disappeared, touch wood, as it stands at the moment. Michael Smith now behind him, so that is first and second in reverse order for the championship standings. That is the very least that George Taricki wants to do, but remember, it wasn't much of a gap between them in the pickup championship standings. 2381 to 2367. So that gives you an idea of just how close. George Taricki is doing what he needs to do. Reece Jones behind him. Where is Dale Jett? He's made up a few places into 11th so far. I'm going to hope to go even more. This literally becomes pack racing very, very easily. 27 Collins, Reece Jones and 65 Willis are getting involved. It really looks again, Alan, like the infield section, the Agostini hairpin. We kind of miss them on the apex, don't we? We lose them briefly there, but a lot happens there.
It does, and pickup truck racing, a lot always happens in pickup truck racing because they run as a pack so close together. That's the regulations, and it works brilliantly well. It's a proven and trusted formula that they've come up with, pickup truck racing, over the years. Also, of course, for many years they were the only teams that are running and the spotters that they've got that
I like these.
endeavouring to give as much information as
Again,
they
they look
possibly
really
can.
fun to
There's
try.
a spotters course that you have to go on in order to properly do the job and do the proper days of thunder.
I thought then when you go
spotting,
wide
which,
and go
takes
onto
place in
the
pickup truck
grass
racing,
or muck
because
in there, it
there is
chucks up
limited
loads
view
of muck and
from
dust,
within
doesn't it?
from within the
It's
truck.
because it hasn't rained in
it's
ages,
a very, very
it's all dried
professional
out.
series, this.
And of course, people will have heard of that style of thing from the likes of NASCAR racing, but more to the point is that one of the support races for the NASCARs is pickup trucks around the ovals in America, and there are drivers that come into this pickup with one eye on stateside, isn't it? As a sort of career move, things like that, because it is possible. I've got a feeling we've had one or two that have made that jump. Incidentally, by the way, I thought that it was a very lonely third place for the number 86 from Daniel Petters, the blue and Dago yellow. You'll see he's not lonely anymore, and he's got the bright yellow George Taricki, number 28, after the problems this morning, second in the championship, fighting his way through the field, and he's now challenging for a podium place. And if he looks in his mirrors, is it still the case that he's going to be delighted to see that actually his main rival, Michael Smith, isn't the truck behind him, it's the number 40 purple truck of Rhys Jones. Michael Smith is a further place back and further afield into the clutches of the bright green and white truck, number 27 of Mel Collins. So this is now all of a sudden from a bad looking grid looking very healthy for the championship second place driver. Incidentally, what wasn't looking healthy, Richard Ayling just had a moment through so too the truck championships as well. So it's one to pop in the diary. Fireworks on and off trackers, as we hate saying, but it's so true without question. Through they go, 4 laps completed, and it's 8 laps to go. So actually ignore me where I said that it was 25 minutes. It's 12 laps. Apologies, I didn't look far enough across on my sheet of paper. So it's a 12-lap race. We're 1/3 race distance. That's quick maths for you, isn't it?
Yeah, and with a reasonably long circuit, these are long races.
Absolutely, yeah, probably a little bit different. Or someone's run very wide up at Wilson. That's one of the battles. Talking of battles, heading in towards Palmer, George Taricki is under great pressure from the purple number 40, Rhys Jones. They were side by side in towards Palmer. They're still side by side. George Taricki is going to have the inside line as they head infield to the tight left-hand hairpin of Agostini, where we've said so much is happening. We lose them on the apex, wait for the exit, and all of a sudden Pettis is trying to get involved, and we're 3 wide, would you believe it, Alan, on the exit of Agostini.
I do believe it, because that's what pickups do. And absolutely brilliant. They almost look as if they're at home on this infield section. It gets so close. Tremendous battle for third place. At the moment, it's Rhys Jones that's got the advantage, but he's going to be side by side with George Taricki as they head up towards Williams. And I think it's George Taricki that's just got the advantage as they head onto the Bentley straight. But absolutely brilliant racing, and it's impossible to identify who's going to come into Brundle and Nelson in the lead. But what a gaggle, what a fight.
That's incredible. I think 40 Rhys Jones has suddenly got it. I think it's like George Taricki from 2 places. Behind Rhys Jones now. Yes, you can be frustrated you've just lost 2 places, but you can make up for it. Keep an eye as well with the same thing effect.
Which works incredibly well in just we've seen racing here.
Exactly, very true. Yeah, as you said, it's all about the hole in the circuit, isn't it? It really is a hole in the air. Sorry, on the circuit. We had no holes in the snow. Oh no, and Pettis is suddenly slowed on the finish straight. The number 83 car 86, sorry, has suddenly slowed. Thankfully, all the trucks behind have seen it, and he's now exited stage right at pit exit. That would have been all of a sudden, otherwise he'd have pulled into the pits if he'd have known that was going to be an issue. So sadly, one of the 3 trucks involved in that fabulous battle has disappeared and has now stopped, pulled off onto the grass, and the good news is no smoke or anything like that, but the bad news is it's still going to be a mechanical issue. So, out front still, David O'Regan, truck number 8, just sort of valiantly carrying off into the distance, probably sort of just barely status quo. He did pull out about another 3/4 of a second last time round. Truck number 12, Paul Tompkins, sat there in 2nd place. Where's Tompkins in the championship standings? He sat there in 6th place in the championship at the moment, and David O'Regan, the number 8 truck, is down in 11th. So this is a great race for him as it stands at the moment, and maybe it sounds like that. Maybe he's due a little bit of luck, and he's making his own luck this time. That looks to me though as the gap to number 12, Paul Tompkins, that looks a lot less all of a sudden. Rhys Jones and George Taricki are reeling them in, so it's going to come back to being a 3-truck race. It's just the one at the front is going to be a different truck this time.
Yep, so they're on the Bentley Straight now. They have completed 5 laps in total, so 5 laps completed, and it's Rhys Jones in 3rd place that's got the fastest lap of the race, not on the previous lap, but it was a 2 minute 6.392. The centre straight, it's now 6 laps.
Yeah, so that means we're now half race distance. It probably does feel like a long race for these guys, doesn't it?
It is a long race, yeah, and they have a long race around the Indy circuit, and the start and the end of the year as well. Circuit. So I would imagine, to quote a DTM driver that I spoke to after a race at the Indy circuit at Brands Hatch, you must feel pretty much like you're in a tumble dryer going around the Indy circuit for 18 laps. But yeah, these are quite lengthy races, quite demanding.
And with the fact that they're fighting to this level, you just know that they're going to be both physically and mentally exhausted. They have to be after this kind of duel. And just making sure that we haven't sneakily lost anyone, other than we know that we lost Petters. No, I think that everybody else is still circulating by the looks of it. So into the infield we go, and still Rhys Jones sat there in 3rd place in that lilac or purple, or certainly chrome purple, isn't it? The number 40 truck's got the yellow 28 of George Taricki with him, but kind of getting the feeling that those two are, well, I was about to say it, but it possibly was changing. George Taricki had a sneaky snifter up the inside, thought better of it. I was about to say, Alan, that they potentially working together to try and reel in the number 12 truck of Paul Tompkins ahead of them.
That would be the way to do it, because at the moment it's quite a deficit that they have to make up, isn't it? The gap was 1.1 seconds at the end. This as well, but Mark Willis is making his way up nicely as well. Mark Willis at the end of the last lap made his way up into 5th place ahead of Michael Smith. Very much a championship protagonist in years ago. End of the season was Mark Willis, and has been basically picked up to the driver.
He was at the back due to an issue with the diff, which meant that they, I guess the easiest way to say it is they kind of like almost broke the imposed seal. Look at that, Rhys Jones is now all over the back of the number 12, so either way, they have reeled it in, whether they work together. In fact, Rhys Jones is looking up the inside as they go up towards the Wilson Hair hairpin. Has he got him? He's up the inside. Yes, he has. Through into second goes Rhys Jones. George Taricki's now sniffing around to try and get himself up onto the podium. So after a very lonely second place for Paul Tompkins, number 12, he's suddenly been mugged for one and probably about to be mugged for two. And in the space of a couple of corners, he's suddenly find himself off the podium. Is he? No, he's still valiantly fighting to keep the 28 truck of George Taricki behind him. Down towards the left-hand hairpin of Agostini they go. And I was sort of looking that both of these trucks were indeed lapping quicker than 12. Through goes George Taricki, as suspected that he was going to do. Now Tompkins just needs to sort of clear his head and go fighting back after those two now. And he should know that. He said, oh, very wide for George Taricki. That was Tony's wild ride for a minute there as he just kept his foot in brilliantly all the way across the mud on the exit of Hamilton and still managed to somehow take Oggies in his ideal way. That was quite wild but perfect.
It was maybe more dramatic to watch than it actually was because it seemed to be rather quick. He doesn't want to do it too often because that's one of the places where they will be looking for track limits, but it looked very dramatic
Sadly, Paul Tompkins has got a problem because he's down all of back and that is a real shame. He's cruising through Brundle and Nelson, so that explains why he suddenly got mugged for those two places. What a shame. Paul Tompkins started in fourth position, running brilliantly in second, so he's now lost out to the trucks behind him, which was as you say, the recovering mark, but it's the blue and white 65 truck, which will arrive here in fifth place in the championship. Behind him is 93, starting on pole, the championship leader. This has not gone how he would expect it, if I'm honest, how I would expect it for him as well. I don't know whether he's something's not quite right between the qualifying and now, but it hasn't gone to plan. Number 12 truck is into the pit. That is such a shame for Paul Tompkins. He was going brilliantly. Tompkins just gone through above him, up above. Black and white warning flag goes to truck number 40, ironically, Rhys Jones, not George Taricki.
No, interesting. There are various points around the circuit. The track limits will be policed and monitored, and that's the decision that's come up on the screen. That black and white warning flag. So the driver gets warning before there comes a penalty, but you do need to be really rather extra cautious after you receive that black and white warning flag. Indicated along with your car number, truck number, down on the start-finish line, and as the top three are all now through the right-hander at Oggies and heading on to Williams, onto the Bentley Straight. They are on lap number 9. And let's just keep an eye who's got the fastest lap. Yep, it still is held that fourth lap for Rhys Jones in second place at 2:06.392.
Incidentally, Paul Tompkins, number 12, has gone back out. It's Mel Collins who comes fighting back. So that was the end of that one. The green and white truck just being sort of pushed down at Mel Collins, so that's a shame for that one. But the leader's coming down towards us, and it is still the David O'Regan in the lead that kind of just did that damage early on, and no one's really been able to reel him in. And
he's driving a masterclass.
Absolutely. Qualifying lap after qualifying lap. 3 laps left to go, 9 laps completed, and that gap at the moment is 3.4, and he's lapping virtually the same. George Taricki just lapped a little bit quicker than Rhys Jones, who sat there in second place at the moment. So the yellow 28 truck, now that he knows he's into these last 3 laps, so it's the last quarter of the race, is he now going to start trying to turn the screw, see if he can get himself past Rhys Jones? They're not really doing anything together by the looks of it. At the moment, Rhys Jones has got a bit of a buffer as it stands. Dale Gent comes across the line, makes up 2 places this time round, so the recovering Dale Gent is up into, 7th position now. So that's spin at Agostini on the first lap. He's still going to be cussing himself about that one. But Mel Collins struck me in the paddock. Hopefully they'll get that one sorted, ready for the race later today. Leader already through Oggies on this, the 10th lap of this 12-lap race. Then there's the gap, and you see the purple number 40 of Rhys Jones still, relatively speaking, being hounded by George Taricki, number 28. But is he just taking a breather? Then there is a gap before we get to the blue and white 65 truck of Mark Willis, with the diff issue now resolved on that car. He's fought through valiantly and is sat there in 4th place, just ahead of the championship leader, number 93, Michael Smith, the pole sitter, don't forget. But just so close off the top of the other stage. First lap, they just taken the lead, down to 7th, back in the lead, then something back down into the 5th or 6th place. Such is the nature of this awesome pickup truck racing. And at the moment, sweeping around Coram.
They look so sure-footed through Coram, don't they?
They do, don't they? They do look very, very special indeed. Across the line comes O'Regan. Last time, what are we going to see? Rhys Jones flashes across the line. 3.1, so he has closed up a little bit there, but they're on to the penultimate lap. So 2 more circuits around this 300 circuit here at Snetterton. 3.1 is a bit too much to ask, so I think it's as much that O'Regan's just kind of got himself into the zone and he's just circulating a lap time that he's comfortable with, but knows that he's not giving away enough for Rhys Jones or George Taricki to have any kind of thought on jumping any higher in this race. O'Regan makes his way towards the left-hand hairpin of Agostini on the infield. Rhys Jones now goes into the tight hairpin with George Taricki behind him. Then we have the gap to the blue and white 65 Mark Willis. Got enough of a buffer by the looks of it between him and the number 93 truck of Michael Smith. Into Hamilton, those two go. And I can't see that Michael's lining up. I wonder whether he's just doing a kind of a damage limitation. He's only actually 2 places behind George Taricki, the yellow 28 truck, and it's those two that arrived here as 1st and 2nd, albeit they're in the opposite way round to their championship standings. There probably is still, Alan, a degree of damage limitation for Michael Smith.
Yeah, there is, but still the question mark is why he's not right up at the front. Championship leader. Resolved in race 2. Fascinating to watch how race 2 pans out, but at the moment, yeah, damage limitation is a fairly big part of it, and also to make sure that that position is maintained and not lost, so the points are scored.
Be interesting to know, actually, with the fact that all of this is suddenly sort of just separated out into something that's rather un-pickup racing like, is how the tyres take see the very start of the race.
They were really rather pushing on, yeah.
Yeah, and it just looks like everybody's just sort of taking stock now and making sure they come through. Somebody else on the infield kicked up the dust, but they kept going, so it wasn't an issue. But the leaders already making their way down towards Palmer for the final time, and it will be the number 8 truck of O'Regan that's going to be the first one coming into our sight as he exits Palmer, heading towards the left-hand hairpin of Agostini, with a fabulous crowd stood up there looking down to that racetrack back onto this entire infield section. The bank overlooking Palmer, and when they look the other way as well, also able to see Riches. They're getting covered in dust yet again. They're probably hating these guys cutting across the grass during the course of this weekend. This weekend with the dirt that's been flung at them. But the leaders round Oggies for the final time, up towards Williams they go, and onto the Bentley straight for one final squirt of power down there, and under the bridge they will be going. And it is still an absolute masterclass by David O'Regan. He got himself up there after the first few corners, and he then just left everybody else fighting in his wake, and took the opportunity with both hands to just scamper off into the distance. And he's just then kept it clean every single lap since then to make sure that no one can do anything. Through Brundle, definitely taking it steady because that gap has come down. Rhys Jones is quite rough and ready as he goes on the power. The exit now could just slip the outside possibility. Is there a the truck ahead of him? I don't think so. David O'Regan's just taking it steady. He's now stroking this truck home to take this victory. He's going to be absolutely ecstatic with this one as he comes through onto the centre straight, down towards the checkered flag. He's got a strong way to start the 2 races they have this weekend. Across the line, takes the victory. I'm delighted with that one. Rhys Jones in second in truck 14. There's George Taricki, a great fight through from the 4th row. 7th place started, and a great from the back of the grid. Mark Willis, number 65, comes home in 4th position with Michael Smith, the championship leader, 93, in 5th place. Dean Tompkins, number 21, should be the next truck that will come towards us on the centre straight that will give him. Here he comes now. This is going to give him 6th place for Dean Tompkins. There we go, through goes the number 21, and Dale Gent, number 83, great fight back through after that spin at Agostini. Looks like there's a big bump on the back of that truck, so that could give us an insight into why he actually spun. In 8th position, number 71, Simon Ward, followed home in 9th place by number 7, Roger Dormer. We now look to our left for the number 13 truck, the green and blue. Richard Ailing should be the next one, and he's under some big pressure by the looks of it by the number 50, yellow with the dark, very dark blue, maybe even black stripe on that. Brown, and in fact it is going to be a challenge between these two. Very wide though for George Dixon. I think he saw the opportunity, went in a little bit deep in towards Murray's and just got